Yo, what is up? It is your boy RJ in the building, and today we are going to be talking about the fundamentals to comboing your opponent. Now, I have done fundamentals on neutral game and a little bit on guard pressure already. So if you do enjoy this video and it does help you and you want to learn like other sectors as well, then by all means check that out too. I just want to say before I do get into the video that thank you for the ongoing support that I have been given throughout the past 3 days. I went from 880 subscribers to 942 subscribers. So for me that's a big jump, having 62 subscribers in a matter of 3 days. So the people who are new here, welcome. Make yourself home. Make yourself home? Make yourself at home, basically. And let's grow in Storm4 together, basically. So yeah, I just wanted to say hi to my people. I've not spoken to you guys a while. I know you lot been enjoying the exposing my setup clips as well, so let me know how you lot are finding it. Is there any characters that you want to see some setups in? You want to see like a little video with certain characters? Let me know in the comment section to below. Talk to me. Let me know I'm talking to you guys. I want to hear something back from you guys. Let me know what Gwizzy, my Nizzy, P Dizzy. I'm gonna stop now. But yeah, I'm not going to talk too much anyways. I just wanted to say that, get that out of the way as well. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
皆もご存知渦巻きナルト。
Okay, so firstly, whenever I teach anything fundamental, is that I always give everyone a goal. I think if you can explain something that is structured, or you have something with a structured viewpoint on it, then you will play in a very structured way. Obviously not too structured, because you still want it to be flexible, but it's still good to have that guideline for when you do need it, basically. So basically, what do you think about when you are comboing someone, right? Now, where a lot of people go wrong is that they focus on the health bar. They want to dish out as much damage as possible. Obviously that is the end goal, and that is the end result, that is the reward for your efforts. But where you want to be focusing on is the sub bar. Depending on the sub bar is what you do. That is your primary goal. After that still isn't the health bar, it would be your supports, basically, so the support gauge. And the only thing you need to worry about when it comes to your support gauge is if it's fill or not. It doesn't really matter if it's like halfway through, because what you need to worry about is them pulling it out as an assist, not them switching into it. So the only thing you got to worry about is if the bar is full, and even then obviously they can still get hit depending on the scenario, but you still need to keep an eye on it just in case as well. Then once you have finished those two things, then that is when you can focus on depleting the health bar. So that being said, let's focus on the sub bar. So like I said, you need to focus on depleting those 4 subs. So what you need to prioritize when you are learning the game is how to sub trap your opponent. Now what a sub trap is where you force the opponent to sub into a situation where they have to either block or get hit, so they can't retaliate. And if they do retaliate, then that's when they get hit. So for example, a common one that I tend to use is a dash switch into tilt like this. That would be a sub trap, basically, because if they sub the dash, they'll sub into the tilt. And this also works with grabs as well. So in Page's case, doing something like this would be a sub trap, because they will sub on top of it and going from there. It is important to know how the opponent subs and where they do sub in order to figure out how to do a sub trap. So to give you a gist, if you are the person, you are controlling them with a combo, then they will sub behind you. If you throw a projectile, a jutsu, or a tilt of some sort, then they will sub in place. Unless they directional sub, they'll sub a little bit to the side, but primarily in place. And if they sub any form of combo switch, whether that be a grab, whether that be a jutsu, any form of combo switch where you are not that person, then they will also sub in place, just the same as they will do a kunai. So that is the fundamentals, just to give you a quick structure of how subbing works regarding that, and that's how you can prepare for them. So when going back to what I said, we're focusing the subs, you want to focus on sub trapping your opponent in order to do so. Now in my opinion, the most common way that you should be using, if you do want one, is combo buffering. Reason why combo buffering, in my opinion, is the most common way of doing so is because you don't want to drop your combo just to guess when they are going to sub, whereas combo buffering allows you to keep them in the combo for just in case they don't sub, but at the same time if they do sub, you're able to put them in a sub trap at the same time. So this is what makes combo buffering so strong. Now you can do the same with grab buffers as well, if you're a bit more advanced, because it does leave you with a stun in order to combo them as well, but primarily combo buffering is, I would say, the easier option and still the most effective in my opinion. If you do have a jutsu where you can combo after the jutsu and you have a team to do that, for example my team, if you saw my new meta team, which is this team right here, this is my new team for competitive play, if I ever do go back to that, well, see, I have a way, so even though I can one hit jutsu buffer, hold on, let me put this on support. If I do one hit jutsu buffer, I'm just gonna do it like this. So yeah, actually no, screw it. If I do catch you like this, I still way that I can keep you and put you back onto the floor, and which will then give me my infinite combo. So even though I'm doing that, I'm still able to put you in a combo that I cannot drop. The reason why you don't want to drop that combo is because if, for example, I'm doing pains and I drop the combo, right? So let's say I don't have the strike back and I dropped it, then I basically just let them out and I've not given them anything to worry about. They didn't waste a sub, so that's a lose on your part. Yeah, you did take some health, but nothing to be noticeable, as this game does have a lot of damage involved in this game. So it is very important to keep the opponent in the combo while implementing sub traps, right? Now how can you guess when somebody's gonna sub? Well, how can you make an educated guess when somebody is gonna sub? Obviously this is going to be generally speaking, as every person is different, so this is just generally speaking for if you jump on ranked and you don't have any information on how the opponent plays, this is how you can go by. Now you have 4 subs in the game. Now naturally speaking, human nature, the more you have something is the less value that it has. So for example, if you are rich and stupid rich, where you have too much money to spend, then you are more inclined for you to spend a significant amount of money without even thinking twice. But if you are poor, right, you make every single penny count, and you are a lot more stingy to that fact. It's the same thing for subs. If someone has 4 subs, they are a bit more inclined to waste their sub than to save it. So for that reason, if you do have 4 subs, I tend to implement my sub traps, right, in the combo, basically, like earlier in the combo. The reason why I do that is because, like I said, they're more likely to sub after a few hits. So usually I do after like the 2nd and 3rd hit, sometimes 4th, if I feel like they are being a bit like stubborn with it. That's when I'll start implementing it, but more or less it is around that time. Now obviously if they're not, this is why you have like I said, the combo buffer to keep them in check, just in case basically they don't. Now this basically can work up until, I would say, their 2nd sub. Their 3rd sub, there's people are still more inclined. Their 4th sub, so you know, once they've subbed twice and they have 2 left, this is when you could probably extend it from like the 4th, 5th, maybe even 6th hit, you know, like mid to late from the combo, because not many people like to be on 1 sub basically. So this is a bit of a psychology way of it. If they have 1 sub, now this is where a lot of people do not want to waste that sub, because being on 0 sub means that it's kind of like your last life. Like if I catch you on 0 subs, then you're going to take a lot of damage, unless you obviously can get saved by your support. So this is also why you want to keep them in the combo in those subs. So I tend to, what I will do, let's say I'm playing Momoshiki, I'll put them in the infinite, and then after the 3rd hit I'll do a combo buffer there, because they've already taken a bit of damage by now and they've been in a combo for a while by now. So that's why you know, that's tend to how I basically do it. The less subs they have is the longer in the combo that I'll wait for it. Now once they are on 0 subs, then obviously that's when you can keep them in a combo. This is where you obviously have to worry about their supports from here. Now you don't want to drop the combo, right, before we get to the supports, you don't want to drop the combo while they're on 0 subs. What people do is when they drop the combo, so they'll kind of like see that person's sub coming back, and then they will drop the combo. So let's put them on 0 subs just to give you like an idea of what I mean. So let's say they're like this. What they will do is they'll keep them in a combo. So I'm going to switch to main here, and then they'll kind of like finish the combo like just as their sub is coming back. Now the reason why you don't want to do this, right, is because if you've seen, the sub came back up pretty quick, right? Now I'll show you guys obviously the other representation as well, but it took like what, 5 seconds if that for the subs bar to basically go back to full. On top of that, they also don't receive any damage for that time as well, because you dropped the combo. Like, yes, you hit them beforehand, but you also dropped the combo from there. If I'm you lot and you're doing it, you do not want to drop the combo for that reason. You want the person to make a lose-lose choice, and the lose-lose choice is, do I waste the sub to get out of the damage, or do I take the damage to allow my sub bar to come back, basically. Now let's do the same scenario again, right? I put them in, but I'm going to keep them in a combo, and I'm going to force the person sub. Now let's say they sub straight away, right? Boom, that's messed up. Boom, they sub. This is the length of time that they have to wait for a sub to come back. Now if you see this, it's been past the time that was before, and their subs are coming back. So this is how much time you have to catch that person on 0 subs yet again, and only now their subs are coming back. So you have a lot longer to catch your opponent on 0 subs. In that time, you could charge up your chakra to full and then plan your next attack, catch them on no subs to put them in the exact same scenario yet again, or even get off an ultimate combo. So this is why it is very important that if you do catch somebody on no subs, that you do not want to drop their opponent the combo just because their subs are coming back. The only time that it is worthless dropping the combo is if you are hitting a combo cancel, where you can get an excessive amount of damage to compensate for them getting out of the combo. So either way, it would be worth it. If you cannot do that, then I would not recommend dropping the combo at all, in my opinion. So that being said, what should you do? What's the most effective way of keeping someone in a combo? The most effective way of keeping someone in a combo is preferably to keep them grounded. The reason why is because not only do defensive jutsus work better in the air. So for example, Pain's jutsu in the air, you're probably 9 times out of 10 he's gonna swat you out the sky because you can't really hit him, whereas on the floor, even though he is a good defensive assist, there's still a likelihood that you can hit him out the combo. And Pain has this thing where, because his jutsu only hits once, if you directional sub and then continue to mash, then you can bypass the jutsu as well as obviously it being simple to combo it in the air. Like, there are ways that you can put them down on the ground, and obviously Mei does have an exception because she can put you into the ground effortlessly, probably guaranteed in multiple different ways as well, right? So there are characters that do have an exception, but I primarily, if you do catch someone in the air, so let's say Pain, he does less damage in the air and there isn't really much he can do. Like, he does have an air to ground combo reset, but again, you have to do a bit more than what you would do on the floor. All right, so you want to keep them grounded for that reason. Now there is this thing called juggling, which you are going to have to learn for if you do catch somebody in the air and you want to keep them in a combo, right? But as you can see, I have to dash a lot more frequent than I would have to if I keep someone on the floor like this, right? Which will be an issue if you do not have max chakra. Let's say you have around half a bar or a little bit less, where you don't want to spend as much chakra, you'd rather use it on maybe like a combo switch or a jutsu buff or wherever it is. Then it's preferably you want to do the up combo. Let's say we focus on Pain specifically, where you spend a lot less chakra for a lot more damage. If you see my chakra uses to their damage output, right, rather than going for a juggle like this and then having to spend it a lot sooner in the combo, right? So it's still beneficial juggling, because juggling does give you an option for a sub trap, but I would say the only time that you go into juggle by choice is if the opponent's sub is coming back. Like I said, you want to keep them in a combo, and juggling allows you to keep them in a combo, but also can give you access to other ways to do so. So for example, in Pay Sense, he has a tilt where if somebody does like an air jutsu because they're juggling, you can hit them. If they sub the dash, the jutsu can subtract them as well. So it gives people an element of juggling does give certain characters an extra element that they can use as a combo tool as well, right? So that's why in certain situations, yes, it's okay to juggle if their subs are coming back. But if they don't have any subs, let's say they just subbed and you caught them fresh again, then just keep them grounded make it simple so you can't really mess up, or you can't really, you know, mess up any inputs. You just keep it simple, keep them in a combo. If you have no chakra, oops, okay, I don't know why that happened. Banner. But if you have no chakra, then obviously you can switch like this, you know what I'm saying, and go from there. Yeah, so basically, like I said, just make it very simple for you guys. You know, you don't have to do anything crazy, you don't have to do anything like, you know, just keep it simple, keep them grounded. Only juggle when their subs are coming back, or if you need to. So let's say, for example, you've got like a strike back has happened, and then obviously there you might need to juggle from there. So let's say I've done this, you get a strike back, you're thinking I need to keep them in a combo, then by all means, well, I mean, okay, I did that. I wanted to catch them on a juggle because that's very unlikely to happen, but yeah, so you might do this, you know, just to kind of keep them there. Yeah, and then obviously what, like, you know, you'll find your way to put them back on the floor, wherever it is. So that's basically what I would say is the fundamentals regarding when you combo somebody on no subs as well. The only thing you got to worry about is the supports, and if you are worried about support like Pain, for example, or Nagato, or someone who could just get in the way, delay your combos. Delaying your combos is literally the best thing you could do, because it makes it easier to jump out of your combo, thus it makes it safer, right? The only time you have to worry about support is if their whole support bar is up, basically, because the where they can get in the way is by deploying it like this, and then the whole bar goes away, right? So it keeps yourself safe. Obviously you can choose to directional sub it towards the opponent by moving the analog stick towards the opponent and pressing the sub bar. But if, for example, they're like me, if I press the sub, it will not come out and they can't switch. So the only time that you have to worry about that is if the whole support bar is full. So apart from that, you're pretty much good to go, and that's pretty much the fundamentals of comboing your opponent. If you do go by these guidelines as well, obviously the situation you know, can vary, but justified you can do this in every single match, that you will have a pretty good mental game or mental state when you are comboing your opponent, which I feel like will make you more successful, as proven, as obviously I've taught this to my students, and they are successful in doing this. They are very successful. They do this at high level play and all the rest of it, and they beat a lot of people who are using this method as well. So it definitely does work, having me use it as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please be sure to give it a like. Road to 1K. Again, thank you for the continuous support. You know, I do have plans for when I do hit that 1K mark. So without further ado, I bid you guys farewell. Peace, sayonara, and adios.